which does put Brad in my decade, but not quite in Kim's decade. All right, enough said.
I'm not 50 yet.
We get pictures.
So, and obviously, before I let too many words come out of my mouth, I'm not from this region, and I apologize for that up front.
No apologies needed.
I wanted to get up here and kind of show the span of a 50-year lifespan, if you will. And I first of all met the Mullers, as Carl said, about 24 years ago. I did not have the pleasure of meeting Kim first. I actually met a very cocky new Latin teacher at the high school. And he proceeded to have a war with us Southerners of how good ping pong players are that come from the northeast side of the country. I'm not real sure who settled that battle when we all got said and done with that, but I think we both learned a little bit through all of that. Carl also has always had a very wanderlust sensation in him, even when it's local. I think we moved him 2 or 3 times while he was in Greenville, and so he always picked his high school students as large as I was so we could move the military-sized desk and the sleeper sofas. So we got that done a lot. I had the pleasure of meeting Kim. I'd heard about Kim through Carl for a long time, and I had the pleasure of meeting her when I'm pretty sure she was just pregnant with Josh at the time. I think we were moving a lot of furniture together to begin with, and then she began to participate in some of the sporting events that I went to with Carl. And finally, we ended up, actually, I had never had Carl because I was deep into Spanish education by the time he came in, but I actually had Kim as an athletic trainer. I had ambitions at that point that athletic training made sense for me. I never followed through with those ambitions, but I learned a lot to keep my old body in shape now. Thank you for that, Kim.
You're welcome.
And I want to share something with you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'll set this around so everybody can see it, but this was a picture that was snapped about 18 months after Josh came into the world. And we babysat for Josh one day, and that picture got snapped at the end of the day. I've had some doubters whether that's Josh or not, because Josh actually did have blonde hair for a short period of time in his life, okay? And if we have any identification problems, please notice the smile. But as soon as we met Kim, you see the smile. She still has the smile today. She just kind of grabbed our heart in South Carolina, okay? And she became, the whole Muller family became part of the Davis family in South Carolina. We enjoyed meals over Catalina chicken. I don't know if you remember serving that to me at your house or not.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of good times. I will tell you a little bit of a joke. When I did join her program as an athletic trainer, I think my southern accent and manners may have swayed her a little bit because she had the absolute bravery to put me in a bus full of girls field hockey students to be their athletic trainer. Now, I will be honest with you, it wasn't necessarily me you had to worry about, it was more the girls, but we'll let it go at that. But Kim, I wanted to stand up here because we've known each other for a very long time. You've never lost your smile. You've always been one of the sweetest people I've ever had the ability to meet in my lifetime and traveling around like I do. And I say now, happy birthday to you. You also are one of the strongest women I've ever been around in my life. And you've never let that sweetness fade through having all that strength and endurance that you've had. So
Oh, I love you.
I just want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you, Brad. Our next toaster, or roaster, as the case may be, is our good friend Kate Dennison from Groton, Massachusetts, where she had the amazing good fortune to work with me both in the Latin classroom and on the girls' basketball court. I jest, of course. Her kids grew up across the courtyard in the dorm. Sorry.
Anyway, so yes, I'm Kate Dennison. We knew Kim and Carl when they were lived in the same courtyard at Groton School We used to sit out in the courtyard and watch the kids roll their bikes around and race each other, and we'd watch Carl teach his kids how to throw a baseball. Obviously, they didn't need any help with that before they started teaching him. But we enjoyed many times, many afternoons, just sitting around, chatting, getting to know each other. But our kids really brought us together. I had the good pleasure of coaching with each Kim and Carl. You can imagine which was the more mellow, fun, more relaxing coaching. Sorry, Carl. But really, those years of coaching with Kim were just such a joy. I realized I had a best friend besides my husband. I just love those years coaching with you. Kim, it won't be hard to believe. When my third child was born, before we came back from the hospital, she took it upon herself to gather up her kids and my twins, Molly and David, who were 3 years old at the time, to make banners and posters and signs. And so we returned with the newborn, and the house and doors were just covered and very sweet and welcoming, as Kim always is. She told me, as our youngest just graduated from high school this past spring, she shared a moment with me I hadn't remembered, but gave me a big smile when Jakey packed up all his diapers into a bag, started marching towards the door, and Kim said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I'm done with these. I'm going to take them over to Jared now. He's ready." So that brought a smile to my face. Kim, you are one of the most awesomest young women I know. Only a mere 50 in a few months. You're one of the kindest, most generous, most lovely, most strong, most brave women I know, and it is our joy to know you, and we love you. We all love you, and are so impressed with you, and value our time and our friendship with you. Keep being awesome. I have no doubt you will, and know that we love you. Our hearts are with you.
I love you.
Now we'll travel slightly back in time to a place I get teased about a lot, and that is Red Lion, Pennsylvania. In Dallastown, it took us till 11th or 12th grade to realize who we were defeating so frequently. But eventually, I will call, I think it's Liza and Sherry, perhaps?
And Pam.
And Pam, I'm sorry. And Pam to the stage, who are high school and middle school friends of Kim.
Can you hear me? We are Sherry and Liza and Pam. We're classmates of Kim's, and I had to bring a cheater sheet, sorry, but I don't have my glasses, so I don't know how much good it'll do. So, we represent we represent her teenage years, otherwise called the pre-K years, meaning pre-Carl. The coolie years, that's how we met her. She was a coolie. Her high school years, basically. And we don't know how we could have made it through high school without her. It was no surprise that she became a teacher, because I realize now that she taught us so much in school, going through different experiences. Like, I'd have to say, you taught us music when we were riding the circuit in my Green Dragon. Only you, Kim, could get that radio tuned in just right by jiggling the radio knob. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had our music. And you were pretty good at the French horn, too.
Yes.
And like in science, Kim actually demonstrated natology for us. Liza will have to explain that.
Oh, Kim was easily the tallest girl on the hockey team.
And when the gnats got really bad and the coach was giving us instructions, she'd find us all eventually huddled around Kim as she would raise her stick as high as she could to send the gnats away from all of us.
That's just how she is.
And that's how we got our hockey instructions.
As far as health, you taught us that laughter is the best medicine, and we had done plenty of that. In math, I think if you take one Kim Cooley and add two awesome Cooley parents, her parents were just such a blessing for us, and a Cooley brother Dan, and then a baby brother Sam, and then throw in there some float flower parties and some cookie making parties. It all equals a lot of fun. So that was that. And she tried to teach us psychology with her way of, now girls, do you really think? You know, as she's laughing with us and at us at different attempts we made. In chemistry, you know, recently I had an old 80-year-old lady tell me, she said, the best way to find a good husband is to make a list of the characteristics you want in a man. And I thought, well, I should have listened to Kim like 50 years ago because I remember her saying that. So she knows her chemistry because obviously her and Carl have lasted quite a while and bonded well. And of course there was phys ed. We learned through hockey that you can take the sweeper position apparently out of hockey, but you can't take the hockey out of the sweeper because Kim was our sweeper position in school. And she just keeps on playing. Lastly, Kim would teach us English. She taught us a new word. That word was peapods. We are the original peapods, I must say.
Yeah, we are.
And we never really did learn the definition of that word, but I think it has something to do with living and laughing for a lifetime.
You're my peeps. It's like peeps before.
Peeps.
Yeah, peeps, peapods.
When I heard that she still uses that word, I was like, oh my gosh. So we have something to present to her.
Yes.
Oh, God.
We have a certificate, and it says, let it be known that Kimberly Ann Cooley Muller has earned the top rank of Grand Master Peapod for 33 years of dedicated peapoddery and is entitled to all associated rights and privileges henceforth. I don't think they are any, but we threw that in. Presented this day of August 1st, 2015.
I'm just going to add a toast because I don't think I can make it through much more. To Kim Cool, you have been an example of an amazing person that I have used for my own children to the point where they call you Kim Cool. They refer to you as Kim Cool. Just an amazing woman, and I'm so thrilled that we're still friends and of all that you've given me in friendship. So here's to Kim.
Don't fall. I think so.
Jake, are you gonna say toast?